Hello everyone. Welcome to the new session of cultivation of guava, citrus and grapes. So this is the first part of this session, and in this session we are going to discuss about how to cultivate the guava, citrus and grapes. So in this session we are going to study about an introduction to the guava, right? And then what is the soil and climate required for the cultivation of guava, right? So that also we are going to discuss, and then we are having the different varieties of guava. So we will discuss about the different varieties of guava, and there are so many ways to cultivate guava or to raise the guava plant, right? So we will discuss about the raising of rootstock of the guava, and after that we will also discuss about the grafting and patch budding. That is another type of cultivation with the help of vegetative propagation, right? And then at last we will discuss about some disease and pest related to the guava crop. So in the introduction part, the guava, that is the Citium guajava, is an important food crop of the northeast state. So this is one of the very important food crop of the this guava. This is the one of the very important food crop of the northeast states, though it is grown in the other state also, but it is an important one of the important food crop of the northeast states, right? And it is popularly called as poor man's apple. So why it is called as poor man's apple? Because this is quite a cheaper fruit than the if we compare with the apple, right? And it is approachable to all the type of people. So that is why it is also called as the poor man's apple. And its shape is somewhat like apple, but the color is different, and it has a various uses as a fresh fruit as well as the processed product due to its high content of the vitamin C, pectin, iron, calcium and other minerals, right? So we consume this fruit as a in the form of fruit, in the raw form, right? But we also use this guava to make a different jams and jellies. All that had been also made with the guava, so that is the processed product, right? And beside that, some vegetables like cooked vegetables are also made with the this guava fruit. And this fruit is having a very high content of the vitamin C, right? Pectin, iron and calcium and other minerals are found in abundant quantity in this particular fruit. Therefore, it is an ideal food for the nutritional security. So this is very good for the digestion also, right? It is having a lot of fibers and the seeds, and that is very good for the digestion. And it is having a high nutritional value, so it is ideal food for the nutritional security as well. Then if we discuss about the soil and climate, means what type of soil is required by the guava plant and what is the type of climate that is required for the growth of the guava plant, and it is cultivated on the very type of soil. So it's heavy clay to very light sandy soil, but sandy loam soil with an optimum pH range of 5 to 7 is the ideal for the guava cultivation, right? So it is grown on the varied type of soil. Different types of soil you can grow on that. So you can grow in the clay soil also, you can grow it in the sandy soil also. But the sandy loam is the best type of soil in which the guava can be grown. And what is the pH that is you have to maintain for its growth in the soil? That should ranges between 5 to 7, and this is the ideal pH range for the growth of the guava cultivation. Means for the guava, if you are cultivating any guava, so this pH you have to maintain in the soil. Okay, if we talk about the climate, then it can be fitted in any type of farming system and can thrive well in the high hills, foothills, as well as the mild hill situation. So basically, these fruits are grown best in the hilly region, right? And but it is also grown in the mild hills situation also, right? So now, if we talk about the varieties, right? So Allahabad Safeda, this crop is grown, this fruit crop is grown in Allahabad. So it is the variety is also famously known as the Allahabad Safeda, and Lucknow 49 are the adaptable varieties of the northeastern hilly region. And however, Indian Council of Agriculture for the NEH region has also developed following guava varieties, right? So these are the two very famous, right? Allahabad Safeda and Lucknow 49. So these are the two varieties are very famous. But beside this, some varieties like RCG11, RCGH1, RCGH4 and RCGH7, these varieties has been cultivated, like developed from the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, right? So these are some of the very important varieties of guava that has been developed at ICAR. But beside that, this Allahabad Safeda and Lucknow are also very famous varieties of this fruit crop. Now, if we talk about the propagation, how to propagate guava. So guava is propagated by both the seeds and the vegetative method. So we can have seeds of guava and we can sow them, then we can have a plant. But if we want a guava plant in a very less duration of time, and you need a lot of a guava plant to cultivate, then we can opt for the vegetative method. We have a vegetative method also for the propagation, right? And but the vegetative propagation is commercially practiced. So when you want to grow this guava at a commercial level, then we have to go for the vegetative propagation. Otherwise, if you are growing this want to grow a guava plant or this type of fruit crop in your garden, right, then you can go for the seed. There's no need for the going for the vegetative method, right? So vegetative method is generally opted when it is required on a commercially large scale, right? So this is about the propagation. And then for raising the root stock, right, fresh seeds are extracted from the ripened guava fruits and washed with the water. So for the raising of the rootstock, right, for this method we required the fresh seed, right? And fresh seed we have to take it out from the ripened guava fruit, means the guava fruit which is totally ripened. Then we have to take out the seeds from that fruit, washed with water, remove all the pulp which is attached to the seeds. We have to remove that with the help of water. Now the germination and the vigor of the seedling can be improved by soaking the seeds in GA3. GA3 means gibberellic acid. There are different types of gibberellic acid. This is GA3, the third type, and this is very common. So 3 gram per liter of water, right? You have to take GA3 3 gram in 1 liter of water for 12 hours or in water for 24 hours. Either you can have this plant hormone gibberellic acid 3, or you can simply soak it for the 24 hours in the water, right? So anything we can opt here. Either we can use the gibberellic acid, that is the plant hormone. We have to soak it in a solution for 12 hours. And if we are opting just a water, then we have to soak that seed for 24 hours. So it is up to us then which type of germination method we are opting here. Now, after that, the seeds are sown in nursery bed during the February, and beds are mulched with the dry grass, followed by the light irrigation. So, if we have taken out the seeds, right, then we have to soak it for either 12 hours with the help of gibberellic acid, or 24 hours with the water. Then we have to take out the seeds and put it in the nursery, sown in the nursery bed. And this is the best time, that is the February time. And beds are mulched with means covered with the dry grass, and a small bit of shower you can give that there. And with the seedlings attain the height of 8 to 10 centimeter, then they are transplanted into 6 to 8 polythene bags. So this is the method to have raising of the rootstock. So when the this nursery bed is having 8 to 10 centimeter, right, height, a plant of 8 to 10 centimeter, then it is transplanted in a polythene bag of dimension 6 into 8 inches, and then these seedlings ready in 8 to 12 or 12 to 18 months for grafting, budding respectively. So once it is maintained in the nursery, then we can go for the grafting as well as the budding method. Okay. Now grafting. The wedge grafting during the February to March is the commercial method of the multiplication. So grafting is one of the method that is used for the multiplication at the commercial level. Now rootstock is head pack about 15 centimeter above the ground level, and beheaded rootstock is split to about 3.5 to 4 centimeter deep through the center of the stem with the grafting knife. So you are having the rootstock in your nursery. Now above the 15 centimeter, at the height of 15 centimeter from the ground, you can split the stem, that is 3.5 to 4.4 centimeter deep for the grafting with the help of grafting knife. Now the wedge shaped cut slanting from both the sides. So this is the method of the, suppose this is the stem, right, then we have to make a wedge shape cut like this. Okay, so this is the stem and this is the wedge shaped cut. Now we will have one more like a plant which is having some branches here, right? Now you can insert this in this wedge. So a wedge shaped cut slanting from both the side, that is 3 to 4 centimeter long, is made on the lower side of the scion shoot. So this is the way that we can see in the picture also in the coming slide. The scion stick is then inserted into the split of the stalk and pressed properly. The union is then tied with the 150 gauge polythene strip immediately after the grafting. So when the scion, so this is the stalk region, right, in which the wedge is done, wedge is made. This is the stalk, and the one which you are having a new other type of branch, then this is the scion. So the scion is inserted in this wedge properly, and the union is then tied with the help of the polythene strip. Now the graft is covered with the 2.5 to 18 centimeter long white polythene cap that is tied with the rubber band at the lower end. So here you can see this, the root stock is here, right, and the scion is here. So when you put a wedge type, this is the wedge, right, and you insert this scion in it, and you can wrap it with the help of polythene strip. The scion start sprouting after 12 to 15 days, which is visible from the outside. So after 12 to 15 days, a new branches emerges out from here like this. So here you can see a new branches emergent out from the, this is the scion part, and this is the late stalk, root stalk, right? So the cap is removed after 25 to 30 days after the grafting in the afternoon. So this you have to cover with the help of the polythene bag, and after 25 to 30 days you can remove that polythene bag. Okay, now then another method is the budding, that is the patch budding. So a rectangular patch of a bark is removed completely from the stalk and replaced with the patch of a bark of the same size containing a bud is called a patch budding. So we can remove a strip of bark from the stem. Suppose this is the stem region, right? And we are having like this, and we are having a bark like, and it is having a bud like this. So this is from the another plant, and this is our rootstock plant. So you can place this bark with an bud, adventitious bud is here. So that is called as the patch budding. This method is called as a patch budding. It is the easiest and most successful method of guava propagation. So this question can be asked in the examination. So 1.5 of the 2 years old rootstock are preferred for the budding. So this rootstock, it should be of 1.5 or a 2-year old rootstock, right? And that is preferred for the budding. So in this particular time, the plant is well established, and that can use for the patch budding. The best time for budding is the February and March month. So in this time, like the budding process can be done for the guava propagation. Now, preparation of the land and pits. So the contour lines are marked, and a half moon traces of 1 meter diameter are prepared. So pits means the dig in the land, that is around 0.7 to 0.75 to 0.75 meter. So this much dig you have to pits you have to made in the land, and are dug with the help at 5 into 5 meter apart on half moon terraces, and refilled about 15 centimeter. Now above the ground level with the upper 30 centimeter soil, along with the 25 to 30 kg farmyard manure. So here you have to use farmyard manure, 100 gram of urea, 150 gram of MOP, 350 gram of SSP, and 50 gram of chloropyrifos. So these are some of the chemicals, and also the farmyard manure when you are preparing the land and pit for the cultivation of the guava. So here you can see the best time for the guava planting is June to August. Now you are planting, so this is the best time. And for the budding and grafting, February and March is the best time. So you should know about the timing of planting and grafting. If there is no rain after the transplanting, then light irrigation is given. So we must have some sort of preparation for giving the irrigation to the planting crop. And if the rain is not there, so you must have any irrigation method for the planting of the guava. Training and pruning. In the initial stages, trees are allowed to grow as a single upright stem up of height 70 to 80 centimeter. So at the 70 to 80 centimeter, the plant grow like this, and then stopped to allow a new growth below the cut end. So at here, when it is cut, then a new branches can emerges out like this, right? So 3 to 4 equally spaced shoots emerged below the cut end and are retained around the stem to form the main scaffold limbs of the tree and allow them to grow to 40 to 50 centimeters. So this is very, very important, because we want different branches to arise from at a different height, so that they can have a proper sunlight, right? And they can have a fruit. The flowering is there, then they can have a fruit. So number of branches are more than number of fruits you will have more on that particular tree. Further, these shoots are pruned up to 50% of their total length to encourage multiple shoot formation. So pruning is done, means cutting off the tip of the plant shoot, and so that it can give rise to the multiple branching, multiple shoot formation takes place. And after 3 to 4 months of these shoots are pruned to their 50% length to facilitate the fruiting bud. The shoots emerging from the ground level or below the graft bud union are dried twigs should be removed periodically. So this generally happen that there are some dry twigs, right? So that should be removed time to time. Now, intercropping. Additional income can be obtained by growing intercrops such as ginger, turmeric, chili, French bean, rice bean, and another vegetable crops in guava orchard during the pre-bearing stages. So suppose this is the line of the guava crop, right? So here you can grow these crop. Which crop? You can grow ginger, you can grow turmeric, you can grow chili, you can grow French bean, rice bean. So all these things you can grow in the intercropping pattern of the cropping, right? Manure and fertilizer schedule. So at what time we should give the manure and fertilizer to our growing crop? So farmyard manure is applied during the February to March, and half of the fertilizer is given in April and the remaining half in the September. So farmyard is applied February to March, and half of the fertilizer means some of the urea is also given in the month of the April, and the remaining half is given in the September month, right? So fertilizer are applied into the ring at 20 to 25 centimeter width and 10 to 15 centimeter depth around the basin under the canopy of the tree. So here the tree, and we can have like this. So here we can allow our or we can give the fertilizer. So this is called as the ring at 20 to 25 centimeter width. Okay. So these are manure and fertilizer schedule. Tree, farmyard manure. So what type of how much urea, how much of SSP and NOP, and these are all in this farmyard manure is in the kg, but this is in the gram. So this we can follow to have 1 year, then in the second year then we can have 10 kg of farmyard manure, then in the third year we can have 15, then at fourth year 20, and fifth year 25. Same way the urea we have to increase after the succeeding year, right? Guava wilt. Now there are some of the diseases that generally occur with this fruit crop. So what is that? Guava wilt. Wilt means dry of the plant. So it is a serious problem observed in the bearing stage. In early stage of wilting, Thiram 3 gram per liter or Bevestine 1 gram per liter is applied in the soil, or apply Bevestine at 15 gram in the basin of each plant. So this is given to avoid the wilting of the guava plant, and a spray of 0.2% zinc sulfate during the March and September. We can have a spray also to avoid the wilting. Now apply the trichoderma at 15 to 20 gram with the farmyard manure in the basin of each tree. The infected plant should not be introduced in the new area. So suppose there is an infection, because there are some fungus which causes a disease and they block the water channel, and that causes the wilting, right? So these are the some of the chemicals we can apply, and we can avoid the wilting of the guava. Anthracnose and the scab. This is again a type of disease. So during the rainy season, these diseases are very common. Spraying the Bordeaux mixture in the ratio, Bordeaux mixture is in the ratio of 4:4:50. And what are these for? Copper oxychloride, right? at 0.3% and 7 to 10 days interval during June to July is useful to check the disease. So this body X mixture we can give, or if you are not giving the body X mixture, then we can have the copper oxychloride at 0.3% at 7 to 10 days of interval. So this we can give to avoid the anthracnose and scab disease. Stem borer. The insect causes severe damage to the shoots and stem by making the hole during the December and Jan. So during the December and Jan month, there are some shoot and stem borer, right? So dicloves nuvan or the monocrotophos, that is nuvacron solution of 2.5 ml per liter, or the kerosene at the rate of 5 ml per hole should be injected at the close of the holes with clay mud thoroughly. So we can put the holes with these chemicals, right? Or we can also introduce the kerosene oil at the rate of 5 ml per hole. Each hole you can put this kerosene oil, and you can put clay or mud in that particular hole to avoid this stem borer. Next is the fruit fly. So fruit fly is one of the most serious problem during the rainy season, and spraying of the protein hydrolysate and the malathion, that is of 0.1 to 0.25% plus 0.05%, okay, on the host trees of killing the adult flies. So with the spraying of this protein hydrolysate and malathion, this can kill the adult flies. And hanging of the wooden block traps the soaked in ethanol and methyl eugenol and malathion in the ratio of 6:4:1 on trees at 10 traps per hectare during the fruiting period. So in the fruiting period we can have some trapping system. We can have the hanging of the wooden block traps, so these flies can get trapped in this, and we have to apply some chemicals in this ratio, that is the ethanol, methyl eugenol and malathion in the ratio of 6:4:1. Now, harvesting and yield. So once the fruit is done, it is well grown, then we have to harvest it. The fruit are ready for harvest after 110 to 120 days at fruit set, that is during the month of October and November, right? So the guava fruit along with the stalk and 1 or 2 leaves should be hand picked. So by hand picked we can have this guava fruit. For distant market, fruits are harvested at light yellow color stage, and for a processing purpose at ripened stage. So once you have to prepare the jams and jellies, right? So you should have the ripened guava for that. So you have to pluck or harvest that guava fruit at the ripened stage. But if you are harvesting to take it to the market as to eat it as a raw, then you should pluck it or harvest it at a light yellow color stage. On an average, 40 to 45 kg fruits can be harvested from 6-year-old plant. This is an average estimate. Okay, so this is all about this session. We will have two more sessions to complete this topic. Thank you very much.